Welcome back to Unlimited Potential. I'm Michelle Wright.
And I'm Chrissy Capperell.
Well, Chrissy, what are we here today for?
We are here for the full moon reading, which happens to fall on
Halloween!
Which is my favorite holiday. I'm so excited.
So we hope that you enjoy this video. We thought we'd have a little fun with it today. We're shooting in color, but we just decided on the fly that we're probably going to share in black and white. Just to be a little creepy. Okay, so this full moon on October 31st comes in at a really weird time. If you're in the U.S., in our first few time zones, Eastern through Central, I think it's coming in at like, I don't know, just before 10 o'clock in the morning, which is a little odd, but technically it's going to be in on the 31st for us, which is All Hallows Eve, Halloween.
Yes.
It is also a blue moon because it's the second full moon in October.
Which is pretty rare.
Yeah. Although I feel like we've had a couple this year, right?
We have.
Yeah.
Well, then again, this year's been a little bizarre anyway, so.
Welcome to 2020, guys.
That's
Here. Keep all hands and legs in the vehicle at all times.
Yes.
It's going to be a crazy ride.
That's right.
But we're almost out of that. And this is a great time to remind everybody of those things. So this is also considered the Hunter's Moon. Okay? And it is a full moon in the sign of Taurus. So a couple quick full facts. Now, we want to remind you guys, there is a lot going on in the universe right now.
Yes.
Not only are we still in this pandemic, we have crazy political stuff going on in the U.S. with a very, very important election. And we have 5 planets currently in retrograde. 5.
If that doesn't symbolize change, I don't know what does.
Right? Okay, so if you've watched any of our numerology readings for the past, I want to say 5 weeks, solid, we have been seeing 5s coming up, and our readings are just chock full of information that talks about change and cycles changing over and, having to raise your vibration and putting out new energy into the universe, right? So keep that in mind and know that the planets that are going retrograde right now are affecting all of these things at once. But you can use them for your greater good.
Absolutely.
If you know how to unlock their energies.
Yes.
So you want to go through some of the planets with them first, and then we can, we're going to do a Moonology reading for you guys today.
Absolutely.
We're just so excited. We didn't really preset the video too well, maybe in the beginning, but we're here to say, like, this is how you can use the energy. These are like little tiny ways that you kind of unlock the the energies around you for your greater good. And we're being a little silly with it in the meantime because it's fun.
It's fun. Who cares?
So when we talk about Mercury I think affects me a lot when it goes retrograde, because I start saying crazy things like, cereal instead of refrigerator. Like, my words really leave my brain. Like, I can't string them together. I said something to Chrissy earlier. I don't even know what I was talking about, but I said, I almost said Christmas cards.
Yes.
And you were like, no.
Wrong holiday. Wrong holiday, Michelle.
But I was literally talking about the cards we were going to use for the reading. So Mercury affects my communication a lot.
And it is very much the planet of communication.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. So whether it's your verbal communication, as
definitely for me,
this one over here, or if it's your communication through technology.
Yeah.
So your phones may be acting a little bizarre lately.
It may or may not be Apple out to get us. It could just be Mercury.
Listen, I'm an Android girl, so
yeah, I know.
It doesn't really matter. So it could be that. And it is a time where you want to be very vigilant on, I don't know if that's the right word I want, but I'm going to go with it.
Hang in there.
I'm going to go with it, because it is communication, is not to make any big decisions during this time.
Yes, please do not, especially regarding travel and investments, because Mercury oversees both of those as well.
Yes.
So please don't if you have to make a decision, don't be hasty in your decision.
Right.
Take your time.
Yes.
Get quiet.
Think about it. Don't
Ask
sign
for
any
help.
contracts. They say during Mercury retrograde, it's not the best time to buy a car, start a mortgage.
Yeah.
Those big decisions in life. It's it's time to
See?
It
See?
gets you. It has affected my travel the past few days.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
It took you off the road.
Took me off the road for 2.5 days.
Yeah, yeah.
The communication between me and my mechanic was a little... But whatever.
Now, a planet like Mars, Mars is also retrograde right now. And we'll share some more of this on our socials so that you guys can see kind of the time periods and, you know, how badly we're being affected.
Yep.
But Mars is one of those planets, when it's retrograde, you can use its energy for the greater good.
You can.
And I love that time because it's a good time for expression and passion. It now's the time to, you know, put your energy into something that you're driving for with enthusiasm and passion, and go for it. Stick-to-itiveness.
Yes. It is actually the planet that is related to the number 9.
We're seeing a lot of 9s.
We have been seeing a lot of 9s lately, and 9s are a number of completion. And I don't want to say not completion as far as an ending may go, because that's not necessarily what it means. It's just completion. It's the end of the cycle. So we're at the end of our line of numbers, and we're going to loop back to 1.
Yeah.
So you can use that to your advantage. You know, while it's in retrograde, you have a little bit more time to get those projects completed.
Yeah. You know, and Saturn is also retrograde.
Yes.
Okay, so there's 3. There's 3 of the 5. We're going to tell you guys all 5. But Saturn focuses on career and karma and responsibilities. So when that collides with Mercury, that's why we say it's not a really great time if both planets are retrograde to make those big decisions.
Yes.
But it could be a great time to explore new careers.
Yes.
And if you've been watching our weekly numerology readings, you know it is time. The universe is saying we've got you right now.
That's right.
Go within, see what you love, and share it with other people, whether you make a career out of it or not. And I feel like that speaks to, you know, kind of what we're talking about here with, you know, Saturn and you know, career steps and responsibilities. You know, you're kind of divinely responsible to share your gifts with others.
Absolutely.
You know, what greater gift to give somebody than to, you know, share what you love with them, especially if it's something that is mutually beneficial, which is something we've also been talking about.
Right.
So, what other planets? We have a cheat sheet, but I can't read my own writing. Oh, Uranus, yes! Uranus. So Uranus is about independence and freedom and social times and being social and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in retrograde, what, you know, any cautionary tales for our viewers?
You know, being social, when it's in retrograde, I get from that is to kind of sit back a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to be the life of the party all the time.
It's fun.
Does that make sense? I know it's very fun.
It's a fun role, but you know,
sometimes it's better to sit back and listen.
And I think this is a really great time, with all we've been seeing and saying, to kind of put the brakes on a little bit and take a break. There's so much going on. We talked about 2 weeks ago, you know, the constant bombardment of every time you turn on a TV or look at your news feed in any of your socials. It's like, I just need a break. Take that break for yourself. You deserve it. And now with that planet in retrograde is also a good time. And that, so to round out the 5, we also have Neptune in retrograde. And I forget about Neptune. I feel like Neptune is like dreams and intuition, right? So dreams, intuition, spirituality. Well, are we broken records or what, Chris? Because
what you put out
comes right back to you. And we've been saying it week after week. We've been seeing it in the numerology week after week after week for about 4 or 5 weeks now. We have been seeing information about spirituality, whatever that looks like to you, whether it be religion or holistic practices, or, you know, using aromatherapy or pet therapy, like whatever
it speaks to you,
spirituality looks like to you, and how you put it into your own practice, even if it's just a glass of wine and 5 minutes of quiet. You know, own it right now. Own it right now, because the veil, they say, is very, very thin this time of year, especially with the moon cycles and it being full and all of these 5 planets in retrograde. So kind of tune into your thoughts If you can take a time out and get quiet, I would be really surprised if you didn't get a divine message from the universe, from your higher self, from God, whatever, however you choose to see it.
Right, and being that the veil is very thin on the full moon, it is a great time to set goals and tell the universe, God, whatever you choose to call them or call it, tell them what you want. Your true desires, your dreams, your aspirations for yourself, maybe your aspirations for your kids and for your loved ones. Because the veil is very thin, that your angels, your spirit guides will hear you and the universe will deliver.
Yeah. I mean, really, now is the time to have that communication, because we've said it before, and maybe we need to explain it in another series of videos with you guys. They can't interfere in your free will. Right. So if you ask for help, now we're talking about angels, God, spiritual directors, religious, institutions, your higher self, the universe, nature, whatever you want to refer to it as, they cannot interfere in your free will. Now, if you're asking for help, just like when, Murphy's Law takes over and you stub your toe and you drop a bottle of nail polish and you just can't make your life happen without it, and you go, my God, if I could just get 5 seconds of peace, you have now put that out into the universe and asked for it. Now they can deliver, whatever that looks like for you. And that's really important to remember too. I mean, most of us do that pretty naturally, but understand, why and how that works. This might be a time too with so much going on and the energy is being so crazy that you could feel a little bit irritable. You can see an increase in like arguments or, frustrations, or you're a little testy. Just be aware of it, acknowledge it, release it, and let it go, because it's also really, really important time to forgive. And let things go. Don't hold on to those worries and let them take over you, because that's not what this is about. Our full moons tell us to, reset. Reset. Now's the time to do that. Just start something new.
Absolutely.
What else are you thinking?
And just, I think, be mindful. Be mindful of your intentions during this very thin veil. So when you're going to, for lack of better words, request, whether it's something that you desire, something that you dream from the universe, do it with a happy heart.
And pure intentions.
You
be mindful of how you're manifesting things. Set the intention that it is for the greater good.
Absolutely.
Do not look at that glass half full. Or half empty. I do that almost every time. You have to look at that glass half full.
Yes.
And already start appreciating. God, if we don't do this video soon, I might just do it on my own or burst. I promise you we will get to it, but there is so much science in it too, is what you put out comes back to you. You put that manifestation out like you have already received it. If you want to get a brand new car, now might not be the best time with all these Mercury.
You got another 2 weeks.
With all these planets in retrograde, might not be the best time, but it is a great time to start dreaming. Remember when we were kids and we wanted something, we'd be like, oh man, if I just had that bubble gum, I bet it would taste so good. I can smell that hubba bubba now. Start doing that. Start doing that about a brand new car. Picture the color and how vibrant it is, what it looks like in the sunshine, and where you would drive it, what's the interior smell like of that new car, and all the adventures you'd go on. Because you know what? You probably are going to manifest it. And while you're at it, do me a favor and start thinking about what a great deal you're going to make on that new car. And then watch and see if you're not surprised that it actually does happen. I promise you there's science in it. We're going to get to that. But let's talk about the full moon. I got so off track because I love this stuff. We're running really high energy today. I've had 3 espressos.
I've only had 1 cup of coffee, which is odd for me. But this one's a little off the chain today.
Listen, we also want to make sure that we mention, and while you're shuffling, I was kind of shuffling here too. I'm looking at this card that kind of fell out of the deck that I was shuffling. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to reference her and give you some links in the description below for Yasmin Boland. We are using her Moonology deck. We're going to do our own interpretation. We're going to do some clarification as well from the activations of sacred geometry oracle cards. But Yasmin has said in a very pure statement for the moons here in October, and I want to share this with our viewers. She has said, release your fears, call in healing, and send out healing. Now is the perfect time to do that. So again, it references what you put out will come back, but it is a great time to release all your fears, worries, woes. We just saw that in our numerology reading that is coming up. And then, you know, set your intentions for long-term projects and for your dreams. And don't stop yourself from dreaming like we did when we were kids, guys. It's really important. And this is pot, calling kettle black. I get it. But as I remind you, I wind up reminding myself. And now is definitely the time to do that.
Yep.
You know, it's a good time to reset your emotions, to let go of past, to send out forgiveness and healing and good vibes. Perfect time for all of that. So Chrissy's got one card that already chose itself. These are a little harder to find in the guidebook, just to give you a little bit more information. So I'm going to go ahead and jump forward and try and find that.
There we go.
Had a few flyers.
Oh, looks like we have 4 today.
Okay, so we have 4. Let's see. We have 4. I think we did 4 the last new moon reading that we did. So
I think you called upon these cards in what you were just saying.
Oh, jeez, look at this. All right, well, this is not going to be really easy to find them in the deck, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to let you talk it out.
All right. So the first one that came up is the supermoon. And the blue harvest moon is, in my opinion, a supermoon.
It's super awesome.
It's super awesome.
It's got super energy.
It does. And it says that your emotions are running high. And we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, very much.
The moon cycles, without question, affect, I know for me, my emotions and my energy.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to find changes in your sleep schedule, definitely changes in your energy. You know, some days you're like running full speed like
you today on full espresso.
Like a hummingbird. And then other days you're like a sloth, like you just, you know, curl up on the couch and kind of watch TV all day.
Absolutely.
It's a time to kind of honor that, though.
Yeah.
Just reflect on it. Maybe you're, you know, being called to a timeout. Or this is the time to be your most productive because you're at your highest potential.
Absolutely,
to get stuff done. So this card actually talks a little bit about, you know, success being close, and I must trust that. She goes on to say that additional meanings for this card could be a resolution to a question that, you know, you're closer to that resolution than you might think. Don't ignore the obvious. Sometimes excitement lies ahead, and something exciting could lie ahead. Speak to your goddesses. Ask for her assistance. I'm not sure that I'm getting any feminine energy from this moon, though, so take that as you wish. You know, we don't look at it being purely masculine or feminine. And then, you know, make sure you don't blow events and emotions out of proportion. Again, what Chrissy and I were saying earlier on, just be aware that emotions could be really high right now.
Yes.
You know, they're driven by these planets that are in retrograde. So, you know, honor it, acknowledge it. Don't be too proud to say I'm sorry.
This is true.
Forgive and you know, let what do I say to you all the time? Let what? I got a mug that says it.
Let shit go.
Let that shit go. Just let that.
I didn't think about it for a minute.
It is not that important.
No.
I made that mug for myself.
I know you did.
It's a good reminder.
It is.
And it says it on the bottom too, so while I'm drinking it, you remember.
Did you have your espresso in that today?
No, I didn't.
Right.
The next is a new moon card in Scorpio, right?
Yep.
All right, let's see what we find from here.
Work through your fears.
It says, now is a good time to have some sexy time. I don't know what that means for you. If it resonates for you, own it. If it doesn't, let it go. Additional meanings say, you know, stop being obsessive.
Yes.
Okay? Work through your fears. Stop being obsessive. Could you be paranoid right now? Acknowledge it.
With your emotions running high?
I mean,
I'm
acknowledge
pretty sure
it. Move away from jealousy. Now is not the time for that. Do not continue to dwell on your worries, your fears. Now is not the time. Make an investment in yourself. It's time to let go of grudges you are holding on to. Scorpio is a sign of death and rebirth. We talked about that in the last reading.
Yeah, we did.
Magic and shamans. Its energy is a little dark, occult, and even scary at times. Not all of us like to face the shadow of Scorpio, but Scorpio demands it, in fact. It says you're working through this and looking for new light in this new moon, and the appearance of this card suggests that you need to do that now. Again, I say, let that shit go.
Let it go.
It's not the time to dwell on it.
Nope.
Use your energy for a greater good.
With the veil being this thin, the universe will take it, cleanse it, and
throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the trash. And the universe knows what to do with your fears.
It does. It does. It does.
Not to hold on to them.
We have a full moon in its purest form of a full moon.
This is a full moon. Really.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not finding that card in the guidebook. It just says full moon all by itself. Full moon.
It's just by itself.
Well, maybe we could just make it up.
It's gotta be in there.
No, I just found it.
Okay.
So let me just get there. I'm so sorry.
So this one says
you can talk about what's good to do in a full moon. We know all that stuff. Right? It is a good time for make or break situations.
Absolutely.
If you're already busy with letting that stuff go, then let it go. If not, it's going to break you.
Yes. The full moon is about bringing everything that you've held within.
I don't want to lose my hat.
Don't lose your hat. I thought I lost it when I picked up the cards, but whatever.
I sat on mine earlier.
Yeah, I know.
I only sat on this corner, so luckily it didn't.
Of course, the pointy part.
Yeah. No, not the pointy part.
Oh.
I wouldn't be here if that happened.
Sexy time.
Way too many espressos today, guys.
Okay. Anyway, so the full moon is a great time because everything is coming to the light. It is a time to set goals. It is a time to show your light. Show yourself.
Amen. Shine that light.
Shine it.
Shine it.
It's setting goals, letting go of your fears. This is all those things that you want to do during the full moon.
Surrender.
And, hello, it's exactly what it says.
I know. I jumped the gun.
Surrender to the divine. Just let know.
Mercury.
There's
so much fun energy right here today. There really, really is, guys. We're getting so much shit done. We're letting so much other shit go.
You almost let your hat go, lady. Jesus.
No, that's never going to happen. It's on there. It's good.
It's surrender to the divine. So as you're setting your goals, as you're setting your wishes, know that this is the request that you're putting out there.
Yep.
And if you're doing it with a pure heart and a good intention, that the universe has your back.
And they're about to deliver.
And
there is magic that is on the horizon and about to happen.
Right. And I know I say this all the time, is that one thing you need to let go of is control.
Yeah.
We always think that, okay, well, if this is the dream that I want, then I have to take action. I have to.
Or it has to come this way.
It has to come this way or else. So you have to let go of that control and know that, if it involves another person, if it involves another, if you're looking for a job and you go in an interview, you say, I really want this job and I want it to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah, well, stuff happens for other people too. We can't always deliver in our own timelines.
So you have no control over how that person who's interviewing you, how that person that you met on the dating site is going to take you.
And you know what? We all are vibrating at different energy levels.
Right. So you surrender to what you want and know that the universe will bring it to you when
absolutely.
In divine timing.
Yeah. This is a great time to celebrate that. Celebrate it in advance. Full moon is about, your fortune change, or blue moons are about your fortune changing, right?
Absolutely.
And celebrating that. Surrendering to the greater good,
Yep.
Okay, so the other additional meanings with this card, other than, surrender to the divine, however you see the divine, is, you can use this as an affirmation. I am getting the answers I need. Just say that to yourself. If you're really stuck or struggling, let that go. Try and, you know, break that consciously break that cycle of thought, and, you know, just say, I'm getting the answers I need. It's coming in its own divine timing. Be honest with yourself about that too. It says, a wish you made may be about to come true. It is a time for make or break. I just said that.
I know.
Yeah, maybe I was divinely guided to say that.
I think you were.
There could be a sense of madness in the air, so take a deep breath and stay calm. We're saying that already because of the retrograde and the powers of this big blue full moon. You know what I mean? So this is a big deal.
Yep.
You may need to forgive someone to release negative energy. Well, if we couldn't say it again and again and again and again, there it is.
Broken record.
Let it go.
Yep.
It's time to let go of the past and move on. We've said that in the last 2 weeks in our numerology readings, and countless times in the beginning of this one. So come on, guys. Get with it.
Get with the program. All right. And the last card that came out is actually a South Node card.
Yeah.
And I don't quite remember what the South Node represents.
I know, I'm feeling a little
I'll have
stuck
to refer to my dear friend and get an answer from
Am I that dear friend? Because I finally found it in the book.
Sure.
Okay, so it says, you know, don't let your past hold you back. Well, you know what? We could just stop there if we wanted to. What do we keep saying? Like,
Right.
don't get stuck in the past, guys. Don't look behind you because you're not going that way. Now is the time to propel yourself forward.
Yep.
Dream big. For a longer term. You know, we're not talking about, you know, what kind of sandwich you're going to have later on this afternoon. We're talking about dream big, dream long term, you know. Dream like we did when we were a kid. Like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be this, that, and the other because this is how people are treated when they're, you know, firefighters, policemen, doctors, whatever. Just dream big, dream long term, and the universe, it has your back. They're just going to help you get there.
Yes.
As long as you're consciously aware of letting your worries go right now and surrendering to their timing, not your timeline.
Nope.
All right, so let's see what else this says, since we seem to be very enlightened today. It says, I release the past. That's an affirmation that you can use. A relationship is karmic and has played out across many lifetimes. It could also mean your attraction to someone may be verging on the obsessive. We talked about obsessing over things.
Yep.
You be consciously aware of your thoughts right now. And it also says, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Again, you might need to take some time for a timeout personally. Get quiet and realize what really is
Especially
for your
with
greater
Mercury.
good. Yeah, and with Mercury, you don't want to make any big decisions right now.
Right.
So, are we missing anything?
I don't think so.
I know I wrote a lot of stuff down on our cheat sheet. We really haven't used it.
Yeah, because we're good.
I like to just make sure that we're being clear. And my control is that we stay on track. But boy, did that train come right off the tracks today. We're just having so much fun today, guys. And if that's anything, you know, of a message, take it. We hope that you own that message too. It's time. You need to have some more fun. We've
Let
had
your
those
inner child
messages
play.
come out too. Yes. Dream bigger. Have fun. Enjoy.
Yep.
Do we need the sacred geometry?
Well, why don't you do
Yeah. Let me share with you guys.
at least the card that fell out?
Yeah, we
Or
use
your
these in our numerology readings. Kind of almost like every other week now. This is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle cards. They're so pretty. I mean, this is just the book alone, right? But here's the card that when we were just chatting, I was shuffling. They're a little bit larger, so for my hands in carpal tunnel, I tend to like, you know, get a little wonky with them. This one come right out and sat on top of the deck. It is card number 20, and it says discernment, okay? Discernment. Can you see how pretty that is? I mean, the blues in here are gorgeous. You can't see that because we're going to post this in black and white, but I am telling you that every shade of blue is in this card. It is absolutely brilliant. Check our social media. We'll share this one with you, okay? The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Mic drop.
We don't have one.
Right? I know, right? Yeah, I mean, here it is. We have a blue moon.
Mm-hmm.
We have a full moon. And we're getting all of this. This whole card is blue, guys. The sacred geometry in this is absolutely beautiful. And we're literally being reminded again, to view people around us from that inner place of balance, compassion, and with compassion and wisdom.
Yes.
And for the last few weeks, we've been talking about, sharing your gifts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sharing your gifts.
Yep.
So I just feel like this moon is probably here reinforcing that message. We didn't ask for that. We cleansed the space. We called on the cards to choose themselves, and that one came out. Do you think we want to take a couple more, or?
It's up to you. What do you feel?
I just love that message.
There you go.
I just love that message. But since we're getting twos, and we've had 2 blue moons in this month, why don't we just give them one more?
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Although I love 3s, guys, I'm going to do 2 just for you. Here you go. Your turn, Chris. That one was divinely guided to speak to me.
Yes, it was.
Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try to remember to link all of the information we talked about below.
I forgot how big.
I know. I thought one was flying and it went right back in. But I'm also going to check the cheat sheet. Let me see. We told them all the planets, right? Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. All in retrograde. It's like crazy pants time. Crazy
pants time.
Oh, see? And we got some feminine energy earlier.
Yes.
This one we're going to have to share on socials because the colors in this are magnificent.
So we'll give you, so you at least can see the geometric shapes of it if you can. And the card that came out is number 21.
Which is my favorite number.
Because it breaks down to a 3 if
3
you're not
comes to a
watching
3.
us. And it says define.
And if you don't know our favorite number by now, you must have just joined this channel.
For serious.
So definitely hit the subscribe button because we're this fun all the time.
I'm going to try that speaking thing again because, Mercury just flew right out of my mouth.
It's got me all week.
All right. This card is for divine feminine.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as you know,
That's what it says in the book.
I know. All right, smarty pants.
Okay, here we go.
So the moon generally is a feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
So with this big supermoon that's coming on Halloween, I'm not surprised that this came out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to read this because, we're having a little bit of a cloudy day today.
Words are hard.
Not only that, but we wanted to do...
It's really gloomy and rainy and weird outside. So for us to have this kind of energy really speaks to what's going on in the universe.
And I'm going to see if I can, with my old eyes.
You're not ready for glasses yet.
Well, yeah, I have contacts, so. All right. It says, the frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation.
It continues to say, 3-dimensional reality is based in the duality between opposites and their eternal movement towards a union. So let's just ponder that for a moment, right? When we look at an infinity symbol and Michelle's broken record of thought of what you put out into the universe comes back to you, there's 3 points in that. There's you, what you put out, and what comes back. Okay? I don't know that we need any more clarification.
There it is.
Everything is created in pairs, male and female, matter and spirit, empty and full, all of these things. So without, without one, there can't be another. We look at, even a battery is positive and negative, and yet it produces wonderful energy. This is what we're talking about right now. And that is, I think, a very good message to hear. With this moon and all the energies and all the retrogrades and stuff, just kind of be mindful.
Yes.
Be mindful of all of that.
Absolutely.
And use it for your greater good. We're purely here to help you find little tiny ways to unlock potential in your everyday life.
Yes.
These are not going to be essential for everyone. But if anything resonates with you, then we've done our job.
Right.
Even just one little teeny tiny piece. We hope that you continue to stay positive in your thoughts. And you will genuinely see, changes. The changes in the energy overall for the universe, for humankind, and within yourself.
Absolutely. I almost want to make my skeleton dance.
I know. I love the energy of this moon. I really, really do. I can't imagine that I don't know what I'm going to use it for. And maybe you guys are like me. I feel like I'm so overwhelmed with so many creative ideas. There's so many things I want to do, and I can't cram them all into one day. Maybe that's where this hummingbird energy, this full power mode is coming on.
Maybe you need to take a time out and focus on
I might need to take time out and get quiet. But if you learn from me, then I appreciate that. maybe my stress is somebody else's, victory. But if you have some ideas, share them with us. We want to hear how you're going to use these energies too.
Absolutely.
Or something that maybe you're setting as an intention right now with this moon. If things that people release, are willing to release, or trying to let go, they could tend to be a little bit more personal, closer to the breast. If you're willing to share that with us, please do. Obviously, we will always honor you with compassionate energy, and we appreciate everything that you guys share in the comments on our social media and the likes of that. So we also want to let you know that we have a contest that's coming up. Right? We're going to ask you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if your subscription button is still bright red,
change that.
We want you to see in black and white. Go ahead and hit that button. It's going to turn gray, and you'll be one of our valued subscribers. You'll be part of our family. And honestly, we pick up on your energies, so we appreciate you being there and coming back. Now, if you want to know when those videos are going to be coming back, hit the bell. You'll be alerted every time we post a new video. We, invite you to watch it, but you don't always have to. We're going to post numerology videos every single week, so that you can have a good outlook on the energy and how to use that. Remember that these are general readings. They may or may not resonate for you. Take what is yours and claim it, and leave the rest for someone else. And then also, we have so much wonderful content coming out. So the part of the wonderful content and how you can win that contest, I got a little off track, didn't I? Okay, so 3 things. We want you to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and leave a comment below. So if you had fun today watching us be silly and me running on 3 espressos and high power, hit that like button. We appreciate all your likes, and they do mean something for us. It lets us know that we're on the right track, or at least you're having fun with us. Leave a comment below, and that enters you to win a free reading or review of your birth chart for you and a friend. How great is that?
Right.
2 for 1.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. And boy, is that a message we're hearing these last couple weeks.
Yep.
So, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day and watching this video, or even if you just listen to it. We do appreciate you and the energy that you bring. We hope you had fun. We certainly do. Subscribe, hit the like button. Don't forget to check out some other videos on our channel and comment below, and that'll enter you into the contest.
Yeah.
Leave us your favorite emoji or something. Definitely let us know how we can contact you, and we're going to choose one winner to honor one of their friends and themselves with a free numerology reading or a review of your birth chart, and we should be drawing that, I believe, by mid-November. So we're gonna shoot for like the 15th.
Right.
But again, guys, happy Halloween. We hope that you use this energy for the greater good.
Yes.
And thank you for allowing us to be ourselves with you today. We hope you at least smiled or laughed along the way with us. Have a great week.
Don't eat too much candy.
Definitely have a piece of chocolate for me. Bye-bye.